Hello there everyone, I'm Crazy Caleb, and today we are taking a look at a module that's definitely not known by many, State of Aggregation. This module, I must admit, it got me a little bit confused, but what we have to do is we have to figure out what element our chemical group is in, and what temperature it is based off of its material that it's on right now. So the first things first is we need to identify what the element is, what material it's, or state it is in this case being the three states, solid, liquid, or gas. We can find that based off of its color of the symbol, in this case. So we have HO, and its color is red. Now taking a look here, what does this mean? The color of red. If it's blue, it's in a liquid state. If it's white, it's in a solid state. Otherwise, the element is a gas for any other color. So our element right now is in gas. So let's actually find our element. It's HO, which I believe is hafnium, off the top of my head, if I'm correct. And what this will give you the melting point in Celsius and the boiling point in Celsius. Right here and right here. So I'm going to put that right here, just off to the side, so we don't have to come back for it. So now we're going to go down here. And this was said to be element 67. And what we're going to do is, for this part, for the top little bit right here, we're going to put this element into its right chemical group, based off of where it is on this chart and what color the actual element is. So we said our element was 67, and 67 is going to be down here in this little bottom row right here, and that is going to have sort of a purple color. There's no magenta on here, it's just referred to as purple. And what we're going to do is we're going to set this little top part to lanthanide, because that's what the element is. That's the first part of the module. The second part of the module is what really tricks people up the most, in my opinion. So what we need to do is, based on what state our element is in, we need to set it to a specific temperature. And as you can see, there are all three temperatures present: Celsius, Kelvin, and Fahrenheit. So what we need to do is we need to figure out what temperature gives us the state that the element is in. So, for those of you who don't know a little bit of chemistry, I didn't at the time either, anything below the melting point is a solid. So any temperature less than the melting point is a solid. Anything in between the melting point and the boiling point is a liquid. A liquid, when it's in between, I'll illustrate this a little bit better. Melting point is in between the melting point and the boiling point. And it is a gas when it is greater than the boiling point. And that's how this module works. So we've determined that we are looking for a gas, and what we need to do is we need to essentially look at the boiling point, and we need to figure out what temperature is above 2720 in Celsius. And we have to pay attention to conversions. Temperature conversions. Now, the nice thing is that it does give you the temperature conversions here. This is inaccurate. I'm going to let you know, don't go off of this. It's 1 plus 273 Kelvin. This must be a typo somewhere in there. So, just a note to self, if you happen to be seeing this before it gets changed, it's 1 plus 273 Kelvin. I, however, am lazy, and I don't feel like doing the math, because if you want to, you can go ahead. Quite frankly, I don't care. So, and it's also another thing to point out too, is that there is this way of writing on here that uses a comma. It's just the same thing as using a bullet point. So like it's 180 comma 5 is just 180.5. They're the same exact thing, just a different way of writing it. So we're going to be converting from Celsius to let's do Fahrenheit first. So we need to find a point that is above above 2,720 degrees in Celsius. Plug that in, convert, and that is equal to 4928 in Fahrenheit. Let's do the same thing except for Kelvin this time. And that is 2993.15 for Kelvin. And then 2720 for Celsius. And so what we need to do now is we need to find the temperature that essentially meets that standard. We need to figure out where, what temperature is greater than one of these three temperatures on here. Nope. Nope. Close, but no cigar. Aha! Here. As you can see, our degree in Celsius is 2,720, and this gives you 3,997.1, which is definitely greater than 2,270, 720, whatever, I don't care. So, we have our chemical group set, we have our temperature set, and we submit. And just like that is a solved module. I'm going to leave this here just to remind us that. Let's take a look at another one. So we can already tell that we're looking for gas this time again, because it's the same exact color, and we've determined that element shown in blue is liquid state, the color in white is solid, and the other element is gas. So, let's find our element, in this case, PA. PA is element 91, and we're only going to focus on the boiling point because we need to get above that. So let's find first, whereas PA, it is element 91, and on here, element 91 is green, right down here. So green is an actinide. Actinide is already set. And now, let's figure out a temperature that is greater than the boiling point. And actually, that is greater than the boiling point. That would give us a gas state. So, because since 4,910.9 is greater than 4,030, we can submit this. And just like that is a solved module. Remember, we are looking for the temperature that gives us that state. It's not really that hard, it's just the manual does not express that at all. Ooh, now this might be interesting. So we, this time, are going to be looking at the liquid state, since it is in blue color. And remember what we said for liquid state. It has to be in between the melting point and the boiling point. So, this actually makes it a little bit interesting. But first off, let's find our element, N. That is actually nitrogen, if I'm correct. So, let's take a look. So, N going down to 7. That is yellow, and that is going to be a non-metal. Let's set that to that. And let's convert these. So we need both our melting point and our boiling point for this one, not just one. Let's figure this out. And remember what I said, the commas is basically the same thing as just the decimal point. No real difference there. So from Celsius, we have negative 209,9, negative 209,9. And in Kelvin, convert. You cannot input, cannot be below absolute 0. Oh, that's strange. Oh, I guess the comma is weird. It doesn't work on this online converter then. So, negative 209.9 is 63.25 Kelvin. And for Fahrenheit, that would give us negative 345.82 Fahrenheit. And we said negative 209.9. And then next up, our boiling point is negative 195,8. convert that to Fahrenheit, or Kelvin first. That's going to give us 77.35 Kelvin. Fahrenheit, that will give us negative 320.44 Fahrenheit. And then negative 195.8 Celsius. So let's find a temperature that's in between these two ranges. Negative 414.58 is not. 95 goes above Kelvin. That goes below. That goes above. That goes above. That goes above. That goes below. Aha! Right here. As you can see, 70.8 Kelvin is in between these two values, and that would give us our liquid state. So let's submit. And just like that is a solved module. As always, thank you guys for watching. Remember to stay crazy, stay cool, and don't explode. See you guys.